Hi friends, I'm Prasanna. I'm coming up with series of videos on TS-iPASS portal. In this particular video, I shall show you how to fill and submit CFE questionnaire. Before going into the details of the CFE questionnaire, I would like to brief about the CFE Common Application Form and CFO Common Application Form. CFE means Consent for Establishment, CFO means Consent for Operation. So CFE Common Application Form is a combined application form for obtaining the approvals during an establishment stage. CFO Common Application Form is a combined application form for obtaining approvals during the operation stage. So now the CFE Common Application Form consists of two parts. First part is CFE Questionnaire and second one is CFE Common Application Form. CFE Questionnaire helps entrepreneur to know the approvals required for establishing his or particular industry. Common application forms gathers all the inputs to apply for particular departments. Say now, as per the CFE questionnaire form, I need to take an approval from power department, fire department and forest department. So the common application form contains the sections of the fire department, forest department and power department separately, and we need to give a specific information for processing our industrial application. So now let us log in to know how to fill and submit the CFE questionnaire. So as I have already registered, I am using my registered username and password for logging. So the left hand side, your name, the right hand side you can see your name and the profile. Left hand side you can see the different types of services. As we are dealing with only CFE questionnaire, click on CFE, go to questionnaire, and now the screen opens like this. So CFE questionnaire is divided into three parts: project details, project financials, project requirements. So project details, in the project details page, it will ask you about the basic details of the project. What is the constitution of the unit, where is the location of the unit, where did you purchase, what is the line of activity, service or a manufacturing, and the pollution category, etc. In the project financials, it will ask you about the land value of the land, buildings, plant and machinery, now expected turnover, because we need to categorize into MSME as well as large and mega units. So expected turnover is also captured. Project requirements are the under the project requirements we find a lot of questionnaire asking to enable the entrepreneur, to enable the system to know what approvals are applicable for the particular specific project. So let us start with the project details. What's the name of the unit? I'm just giving my name. Constitution as a proprietary. So under the constitution I shall read out proprietary type of unit, constitution, proprietary, partnership, private limited, public limited, cooperative, LLP, trust, government. So I'm going with the proprietary kind of constitution. Whether the land purchased from TSiC. TSiC means Telangana State Industrial Infrastructure Corporation. So if your land is purchased in the you have bought the land from the industrial estate or an industrial park, it is deemed to be purchased from the TSiC. So you have to write whether it is purchased from the TSiC or not. So if I purchase from the TSiC, it will be asking about the location. I'll go with Khammam district because I know few of the parks there. So name of the district I have given, and the industrial parks, it will show all the industrial parks listed under the district. So it has got 3 industrial parks: industrial estate, industrial park Anargudam and food park Sattupalli. So I'm going with IDA Khammam. So my particular land, I'm just telling that it has been located in Khammam in the so and so industrial park. So I have to give the plot number next. So if it is not so, if my plot is an individual plot and not in the industrial estate, I'm saying, so I just furnished the information that my land is not purchased from TSIC. Now the proposed location, I have to give the location of the unit, I mean the district. So I'm going with highly potential district Rangareddy, because I want to show one particular field which is applicable to only few of the districts. So I'm taking that district now. Rangareddy, I'm taking Maheshwaram, and then I have to select a village. So I have selected district, Mandal, village. So now because I have selected the Rangareddy, it is actually showing me the location of the utilities per view of HMDA. If I have select some other mandal, so I have taken Chevela mandal, still it is showing me per view of HMDA. So let me take one. So I'll take another district to show you how it varies. So I have taken, sorry, I have taken Sangareddy district, Kondapur mandal, Ailabad. So it is showing per view of DTCP. So I'm going back to the Rangareddy district now. Rangareddy district, I've selected Maheshwaram and some Maheshwaram village. It is showing me per view of HMDA. Now the application type, it is asking me to choose change of land use, industrial building approval, or a both. System is not so designed, so it is asking us to choose what is the type of our application. Suppose my land is still in industrial, it is not in an industrial zone as per the, so first of all I have given already the location details as the Rangareddy district, Maheshwaram and all. If I go and see in the master plan of the HMDA and my proposed location falls in the non-industrial zone, then I have to compulsory take CLU. If I have already obtained for it and I'm not now going to take it, I can choose industrial building approval only. If I have not obtained the change of land use, means like the zone which is earmarked is not industrial zone, then I have to go for a change of land use. So let us go with both. My land is not earmarked in the industrial zone, but some other semi urban zone or peri-urban zone. So I can get my land converted to the industrial or a manufacturing zone to proceed further. So I have selected both. I need a CLU. CLU means change of land use, and industrial building plan approval. So I am selecting one line of activities. All these line of activities are from CPCB list, that is Central Pollution Control Board. They have given a long list where they have marked categorized each and every activity as green, red, orange and white. So I shall go with the red category industry now, or a white category, orange category. So I'm taking foam manufacturing unit as my line of activity. Once I click on line of activity, it will automatically show the category of enterprises orange. Let me take film shooting. So it is shown as white. So let me go back. Dyes and intermediates is my activity. My extent of land. So extent of land, when you are giving, you should be very careful with the units of measurement, because in the sale deed it will be in square yards or sometimes in acres or square meters. So you need to be very specific in what unit of measurements you are giving the extent of land. I'm going with the square yards. I'm giving so 4000 square yards. Built up area is already given there. My total extent of land and built up area is usually different, but here it is taking built up area in square meters. Type of enterprise, manufacturing or service. It's manufacturing unit. Then I've come to the second part of the questionnaire. This is project financials. proposed employment. This is a direct employment. I am giving that my unit is going to employ 50 people directly, and it is a new proposal and not, it's already freeze because a part of the application I have already submitted. So it is a new establishment and not an expansion unit. What is my project cost? So land deed as per the sale deed is value of land as per the sale deed is, so I'll give, so in rupees I have given. So land value as per SRO. I have to calculate what is my land value as per, what is the land value in the, you can actually put the land value as per the market value certificate obtained, or you can use the link of the registration and stamps department and get to know the land market value. So that this particular field is required for calculating the NALA fee. Value of building, I'll go with the round figures, and then value of plant and machinery. So our definition of the category of enterprise, micro, small, depends upon two factors, that is value of the plant and machinery and expected turnover. So end or, so it will be like value of plant and machinery and turnover, or plant and machinery or annual turnover. So as per the given values, I will go with expected turnover of 2 crores. So my enterprise is micro. So now I have added 20 crores here. So my category of enterprise has become small. I'm just proceeding it further. So now we have come to the project requirements page. Here each and every question is related to one of the departments. Like whether this approval, whether the approval has to be taken from different departments or not. Power requirement in HP. So if it is less than HP, if it is less than 30 HP, you need not take an approval from factories department. It will not be sent to the factories department if the power requirement is less than 30 or equivalent to 30 horsepower. I am choosing it is greater than 500 and less than 1500 HP. Second, the other question is, do you manufacture, store, sell, transport explosives? Are you going to manufacture or store or going to sell it or transporting explosives? You need to take an explosives license for this. So I'm just putting an S mark to show how the approvals required. And then the next question is like this. The other question is, are you going to manufacture, store, sell petroleum, diesel, kerosene? The first one is explosives, the second one is petroleum, diesel and kerosene. Earlier these two questions are clubbed and it has caused bit confusion to most of the entrepreneurs. Now it has been separated and is being exclusively given. So do you have an existing borewell in a proposed location? Yes or no. I don't have an existing borewell, so still I can take a new borewell permission. HMW SSB, because this HMW, I have chosen a location in Rangareddy district, that is why it is highlighted. Otherwise it will not be highlighted. The area, the location to which HMW SSB applies, then only it will be highlighted. If I choose a district like Karimnagar or Adilabad, this location will not be highlighted. I'm choosing river. I'm also choosing CDMA water requirement and also Mission Bhagirath. So I need to mandatorily enter, though there is no asterisk mark here, I need to enter water requirement per day in KLD. Generator requirement. If you give no, it will be categorizing our application as non-hazardous. If it is yes, it is a hazardous unit. So height of the building. If it is less than 15 meters, you need not take an approval. Generally for industrial buildings, there is a height restriction. Many of us doesn't know that. Above 18, any industrial establishment is not permitted. Of height 18 meters is not permitted. Only 15 to 18 meters to some particular industries are permitted. So if the height of the building is less than 15 meters, there is no requirement of taking fire department approval. If it is above 15 meters and up to 18 meters, then a provisional NOC has to be taken. So I am just giving my unit height as 16 meters. Is there any need to fell trees in a proposed site? So if you have a unit location somewhere where a lot of trees have already grown, you need to tell whether the trees have to be felled or not. Yes, there is a requirement of felling the trees. Now, what are the number of trees? I mean, like, how many trees were there which is having a girth of more than 30 centimeters? So the girth is, I have some 6 trees. Now I have to tell whether these trees, all these 6 trees, are exempted species or non-exempted species. Here there is a list given. We have to go through this. So here the list of exempted species are there. So if my location doesn't consist of those exempted species but non-exempted species, I have to give, are there any trees in non-exempted species? Yes. So it will, so these 3 questions are to take a forest department approval. Now the questions are relating to the labor application. See, this is one of the gray area. Many of us are totally confused, like when and where these labor approvals come into picture, etc. So first of all, let me tell you how many types of permissions are we giving, or approvals are we giving under the labor department. First one is the Contract Labor Act. Under Contract Labor Act, 2 permissions we are giving, that is establishment, and that is for certificate of establishment and contract license for engaging the contract labor. Next is Interstate Workmen Act 1979. Here also 2 approvals are given, that is the certificate of establishment and the license for engaging interstate workmen in the establishment. Then Buildings and Other Construction Workers Act. Here we give only 1 approval, that is establishment. This is certificate of establishment. Totally 5 approvals are given under the labor department during establishment stage in our TS-iPASS portal. So what is who has to take a principal a certificate of establishment is basically given to the principal employer. So what is principal employer, who are interstate workmen, and who are contractors? All these definitions are available in the Contract Labor Act, Interstate Workmen Act, and Buildings and Other Construction Workers Act. They are clearly defined. So when are they applicable? So let us go by one by one. Does your establishment employ 5 or more contract labor? So if you say that, why is this question is like Contract Labor Act maybe applies only to an establishment if it employs more than 5 people. So that is why it is asking, like, if we say no, now this Contract Labor Act doesn't apply for our establishment. But I am giving yes, and I am giving a number of workers as 8. Does your establishment employ 5 or more? Here also it is asking, like, this is also condition where the Interstate Migrant Workmen Act applies to our establishment or not. If it is more than 5, it applies. So I have given yes, I am employing more than 5, and it is number of workers are 10. Does your establishment fall under the definition of establishment as per the Buildings and Construction Worker Act 1996? So what is the definition of the establishment? Where can you find? Under the Buildings and Establishment section 2D defines what is building and other construction work means, and 2E defines who are building builders and workers. So you can just look at the definition and see whether that establishment falls under this act or not. If it is so, we need to know how many people are employed. So this particular act applies only to the establishment employing 10 or more building workers. So I am employing 10 building workers. Now I am giving 10. Yes. Does your establishment provide 5 or more interstate workmen? So these don't get confused. Already in 20B it is asking me whether I am employing 5 or more, and here also 20D it is asking me again this one. So the second question is for contractor license, and 20B is like for getting the certificate of registration, and 20D is for obtaining a contractor license. Contractor license means a contractor who is engaging the contract labor, and he has to obtain the contractor license. Both 20B and 20D are separate. And 20A and 20E are separate. 20A is for taking a registration under the contract labor agreement, and 20E is for obtaining a contractor license under the same act. So I am just telling that I'm employing more than 5 people, and number of workers are 8. Date of commencement of business is, I'm just giving some random number here. Even I don't know why this date of commencement is required. This 5 or more, 10 or more is like, this act applies only for the establishment if it employs more than 5 people or more than 10 people under the various rules or the various sections of the act. So that is why it is asking like 10 people or more, 5 people or more. Does the unit fall within the 100 meters vicinity of the water body? Why is this question now? So under the building rules, if your plot falls within FTL, I mean the full tank level, or whether it is near to the falling in the water body, tank, canal, etc., you are not supposed to construct any building. You are not allowed to do any building activities there. So if it is in like in the vicinity of the water body but in the buffer zone, or may not be in the full tank level, but you don't know whether it is falling in the full tank level or not, or the building approving authority asked to get the NOC for the FTL, then you have to choose this one. So this is basically for that if the location of the proposed site is falling within the 100 meters of the water body. Actually it should be 200 meters. Don't know why it is given 100 meters. So if you choose as yes, it will send an application for obtaining NOC FTL from collector's office as well as from the irrigation department. Then do you require an approval from commercial tax? This is basically a question for enrollment of the professional tax registration. So it again depends upon the turnover. The question is depending upon the turnover, you need to take a professional tax registration certificate. So the question is framed in that way. But still I want a professional tax registration, so I'm just ticking yes. Now the 23rd question is like, do you use high tension meter above 70 kVA? I'm not sure why this 70 kVA has come here, but I can say that this question is pertaining to electrical installation. So as per the Central Electricity Rules and Regulations, and also under the GOs which are given, I mean as per the GOs given under the ease of doing business, electrical installations up to 650 volts doesn't require any electrical drawing approval from the CEIG, but the electrical installations above 650 volts have to mandatorily obtain the electricity drawing approval from CEIG. So I don't know whether 650 volts is equivalent to 70 kVA. let us assume this particular question is asking about whether my installation, the electrical installation, is exceeding 650 volts or not. Yes, if it is exceeding, you have to say yes. And the regulation, here two regulations are given. These are according to the Central Electricity Regulations 2010. So 43 of 3 is for new installations. If my industry requires some new installation or no addition alteration installation, then I have to choose 43.3. And 32 is for generating plants. If I am proposing a small solar plant or a small wind plant or a small biogas plant and its electrical installation is more than 650, I have to choose that particular section, but it has not given me two options to choose if I have both of them at my proposed location. So I'm just going with one new installation, 43 of 3, rule 43. So the voltage, this is the system voltage. We need to mention the system voltage. So whether it is 11 kV or 33 kV, above 132 kV, etc. There is no 140 kV. It shall be only 11 multiples of 11. 11, 32, 11, 33, 132, 220 and above 220. So now I am done. Last question. Do you store RSDS, rectified spirit, derectified spirit? If you say yes, it will be sent to the excise department for getting an approval. If it is no, then application is not sent. So show approvals. Once you click on the show approvals required, you can see the new box coming up, submit questionnaire. We shall see the show approvals, the approvals required for establishing this industry. I require a factory's plan, service connection, that is a power feasibility certificate will be given, pollution control board, groundwater, irrigation department, NOC explosive license for sale, storage and manufacturing, provisional NOC from fire department, NOC from forest department for tree felling, industrial building plan approval from KUDA, because though I have shown you Rangareddy, I have by default given as Warangal district because this is already filled application, so it is taking a KUDA location. Industrial department user charges, Nala conversion, then labor department registration, this is a principal employer registration, then interstate migrant establishment registration, buildings and other construction workers registration, FTL NOC from irrigation department, FTL NOC from revenue department, then registration under interstate migrant, this is a contract license under Interstate Migrant Workmen Act, electricity drawing approval, profession tax, license, this is from excise department. So once you click on the submit questionnaire, it is asking us to confirm whether the entered details are correct. Okay. So the remaining, the second part of the common application form, I shall show you in the next video. I'm just logging out. Thank you.